Welcome to day 19, and today it's Booker's. And if the camera shot's like a little different, it's because it's getting darker and darker as I shoot, and the window is some of my light. So, Booker's. And now, not all Booker's are the same, but I pulled specifically 2018-01 batch number. Kathleen's batch is what I'm drinking because it was close to hand. So, your mileage may vary if you don't have Kathleen's Booker's. Now, so Beam and when they created their little, specialty line, knob, basil, Booker's, and Baker's, I just think they made amazing whiskey. It's all of those four, your mileage may vary. You may have different preferences, but this is just, for one, it's a little bit higher proof and it's a little less casks. This one's ringing in at, oh God, I'm gonna need water. This one's ringing in at 63.7. That's Stag level, Stag Junior level hot. But it doesn't smell like it. And that's the thing is, it's just balls to the wall, kick the door down, proof and intensity, but then you smell it and it's beautiful. And it's honey and high proof and spice. And it's deep molasses and brown sugar notes and heavy barrel wood. And everything it's doing very dramatically. A lot of impact and high intensity. So I've got this. This is Springsteen. It's the Boss. That's what this is. The Boss, if you've never listened to Bruce is, you would underestimate him as just a stadium rock, bang, gang, 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 with the E Street Band, 4 on the floor, rock and roll, right? But, and I did too. I didn't listen to Bruce Springsteen, I'm ashamed to admit, for way too long. And then one day, and I can't remember the year, we can look up the album release because that's the year. My drummer, Ryan Allshouse, called me, and one of my best friends in the world. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Get your ass over here right now." And so I went over there, and Springsteen had just released the Devils and Dust album. And he said, "Sit down. We're going to watch this DVD that came with the Springsteen Devils and Dust album." And we sat down, and I am not ashamed to admit, I cried twice. Watching this video and I was blown away by the songwriting talent and the beauty of Bruce by himself on acoustic guitar with a harmonica. And I immediately regretted having not given him a chance and not realizing what an unbelievable songwriter he was. And that when you look behind the stadium rock, there was all this nuance and poetry. And when you hear him talk, he talks about he loves that wall of sound. And he was definitely part of helping create stadium rock wall of sound, no question. There's some argument that he's like one of the first stadium rock artists and that he passed the torch to U2 when it came to stadium rock. And I buy it. But to really get your hands on Springsteen, you have to listen to Devils and Dust, the album, specifically the song Devils and Dust. And I think this is it. It's this brilliant intensity to this whiskey, and it's aggressive, and it's blue collar rock and roll. But then you dig below that surface layer, and there's subtlety and nuance and richness that you may not have been expecting when you just stumbled onto a high proof, expensive bourbon, relatively speaking. Yeah. I'm gonna add a little water, even though we're at the 5-minute mark. because I just want to see this open up just a little bit. I mean, 60. God, good night. That's so much. That's so hot. All right. Whew. Okay. Guys, we're almost 20 days into this. I'm still really enjoying it, actually. Okay, the water subdued the nose, which I wasn't expecting, but it feels a little bit buried for right now. If I could let this settle, which we don't have time to do, maybe that would change. But it's getting more vegetal and less sweet. But then there's still that deep brown sugar. Okay, yeah. I liked it better before I proofed it down. I mean, it's still good, and it didn't change it dramatically. It's subtle, but I liked the depth and the richness combined with the struggle that it had before I proofed it down a little. Now it's just a beautifully sweet and complex whiskey, and there's no struggle at all. So, hot damn. I think Booker's could go down as up there with one of my favorite bourbons, which currently is Rare Breed Wild Turkey. And I think Booker's could struggle to the top of that list. Anyway, we're getting close, guys. It's almost Christmas. Hope you did your shopping. Until tomorrow, may your crazy stay this side illegal and may you return before we have time to miss you. Cheers.